The league leaders before Jonathan Taylor returned to the team.
Yeah, he's kind of been a forgotten man of sorts, but all he's done when he gets the football is produce, Spiro.
The clock now inside of a minute. They've got 2 timeouts in their back pocket. 2nd and 8. Gardner, little sidearm delivery underneath. It's Moss. Bobbled for a moment. He's got a first down. Out across the 45. We'll see where they mark him down close to the 47. Izzy and again on the tackle. As Moss suddenly the workhorse, they pick up 9.
Yep, and really a conservative approach that seems to be working right now as far as play calling from Shane Steichen.
Game clock down to 25 seconds. Still holding those timeouts as Minshew's pass from Moss here is incomplete. That'll stop the clock. We're 22 seconds. Another reminder coming up, the Verizon halftime report next. JB and the crew standing by. Scores and highlights. All just around the corner on the Verizon halftime report. Gardner Minshew looking down at that sheet. March on 2nd and 10.
Well, it's one of those things that it's clear that the aim and the goal when they started this drive was just to try to get a field goal. I think they've seen some of the throws and maybe opting to be more conservative. You don't want a defense to start getting hot because they're taking the ball away.
Minshew, boy, evades the sack. Here they come from the back. Gardner, boy, running for his life, just throws it out of bounds as they come from every direction. Anthony Nelson and Vita Vea with some heavy heat for Tampa.
That almost, if you're a Colts fan, that almost had disaster written all over, didn't it? I mean, I'm a little
wonder
surprised.
why he didn't continue running on that play.
Yeah. I mean, you could just take off and at least pick up 6, 7, 8 yards, but narrowly avoids disaster on that play.
Well, the sight of Anthony Nelson breathing down your neck.
It was behind. He doesn't have eyes on the back of his head, Spiro.
That could throw off your rhythm. Minshew over the middle, a little quick cross here to Downs as he ducks inside Tampa Bay territory, close to the 47-yard line. D. Delaney among the tacklers. With 7 seconds left, this will be a 4th and 3. Boy, Matt Gay, who's been just a monster for them this year, he was kicking them from more than 60 plus during pregame warmups, but this may be even outside of his range.
Yeah, and this is an interesting really position because there's only 7 seconds left on the clock, and I guess if you kind of run around and then throw it deep, you'll have a chance to maybe run all the time off,
or maybe Arch even just throw for the first down when you take your last time out with 7 seconds left if they could get something quick.
Yeah, but you'll give Tampa Bay a chance at a Hail Mary or something.
Well, I'm usually the conservative one. 4th and 3. Minshew from the gun. Has to work quickly. Cross over the middle. It's Pittman. He's got the first down, and that's going to give Gay a shot. Boy, exactly what they were looking for. Carlton Davis on the tackle, and they stop it with 1 second left.
That's nice and strong by Michael Pittman to just reach out there with his hands against press coverage, and really a nicely executed drive. Really, you can tell again that the goal was to try to just get field goal, and they get a chance to get 3 points with no time left on the clock going into halftime.
So this is going to be a 59-yarder. Matt Gay this season from 50 plus, 7 for 9. 4 of those came in that wild overtime victory over Baltimore, as they now officially will call this a 58-yard attempt as they move it up now to the 40-yard line. So 58-yarder as they put a second back on the clock. Good snap, good hold. Gay, the kick off the upright, no good. So Minshew putting them in position for a chance, and Matt Gay, who has been lights out this season, just misses wide left. We have seen some of those doinks. Good. Not that time for Matt Gay. End of the first half here in Indy. 7-point. Jacksonville. And meantime, in the NFC South, this Tampa Bay team just 1 game back of the New Orleans Saints. But keep in mind, the Saints are in Atlanta today. So a Tampa win coupled by a Saints loss, and the Bucs would be tied atop that division with both New Orleans and Atlanta. Just wild. As we go downstairs to Amanda, she spoke with both coaches.
I did. Starting off with Tampa, Coach Bowles telling me offensively, we really just have to limit those penalties, especially on third down. He said we have to keep things clean if we're going to keep it rolling. I asked him what adjustments they made in the second quarter defensively to start to lock the Colts down. He said, well, the adjustment we made was we started lining up on the right people, referencing the young guys starting to do the right thing. Shane Steichen for the Colts, overall really happy with his defense, and said offensively we just have got to hang on to the ball, but we've been moving the ball pretty well.
Yeah, you just have to remember how young this Tampa team is, with all the rookies and second-year players that Todd Bowles has in key spots. Jonathan Taylor is going to lose yardage as they get to him behind the line of scrimmage. Cansey, who's made a couple of plays today, was there. They lose 2. Archers would take a look at their first half possessions.
Well, again, it started out quite well. Field goal, interception, touchdown, and then you started to see a couple of poor throws, some miscommunication. They did get it on track there right before halftime with a nice drive to at least try to get some points out of that drive.
Lone setback is Taylor. Minshew on 2nd and 12 goes underneath. This is down. This point Downs is lit up. Takes a hard shot by Davis. Just short of the 30-yard line. Davis, Archie, you alluded to some of his struggles the last couple of weeks. He's made some big plays. Of course, had the pick in the first half.
Yeah, and it comes into this game questionable with that hip. And he's played a heck of a football game. Every time they've attacked him, he's been there to make the play. He had the interception that led to points, and it was a really nice tackle there in the open field.
Colts have struggled on third down so far today, just 1 of 6, as they are faced with a 3rd and 6 here from the 29. Minshew protected, slays it, first down. That's Will Mallory moving up into the number 3 tight end spot today, with the absence of Drew Ogletree, who's still out with the foot. And Mallory picks up a dozen. Only his 5th catch of the season. So a good blitz pickup by that offensive line to protect Minshew and give him a chance. Boy, fake handoff, and they go right back to Mallory. Boy, Gardner has sold those well so far in this one. Back-to-back catches. Mallory, 17 more.
Well, the Colts, you go back to Shane Steichen's roots in Philadelphia and the run-pass option plays, where they're reading it, and based on what the defense does, he either gives it to the running back or throws it. That time, again, for the 2nd time today, executed perfectly by Gardner Minshew.
Here's Taylor, able to slip through some daylight. Jonathan Taylor, like maybe no one else can, or the way he's built, the maneuverability, picks up 11 first down Colts.
Just a subtle little patience, and watch how he sets it up. And Devin White doesn't really know how to commit. He sets up Devin White behind the line, and then he's just able to cut back inside. Beautifully done by Taylor.
Minshew pulls it back, delivers his strike to Pittman. They'll mark him down right around that 30-yard line. That's a couple of plays now that Devin White has missed, right in the middle of that Tampa Bay defense.
Yeah, and a lot of running backs, it just, those little things will just run right through that hole, and then it's one-on-one with a linebacker. But he just sets it up so well. And I know we mentioned it here at the top of the show. It is a little strange to look out there and not see Lavonte David. He is really the heartbeat of this defense, and they miss him not being in the lineup.
On 2nd and 7, here's Moss. Moss breaking away. Going to be close to what would be their 4th first down of this drive. We should point out, as they do say first down here, these are the injured players. No Lavonte David. He's been the star. We should mention that White is dealing with that foot injury. It was a question mark whether he was going to play or not. Game time decision Todd Bowles telling us yesterday he knew he could run straight forward, but it was just cutting side to side that they had to check during pregame warmups. So give White credit for strapping one on to try to grit his way through that injury. First down run here from Moss. What a two-headed running monster this is for the Colts with Taylor and Moss. If they can get this thing going off the ground here over the next couple of weeks, Arch, it just helps them so much with this offense.
Well, and you look at it every week since Taylor has been back, he's getting more and more of the lion's share of the carries. And really in their last game, he played 88% of the plays. So, really we've seen Zach Moss a few times in this game get the football, but we've seen less and less throughout this season, but good balance today.
Colts enter the red zone, 2nd and 8. Minshew towards the end zone, incomplete. Looking for Pierce. Good coverage by McCollum. And again today starting for Jamel Dean. It was interesting, Todd Bowles, we asked him about McCollum yesterday. He said he's the most athletic cornerback I've ever coached for a guy his size.
That's an incredible statement, isn't it?
Coming from him, who's coached some great players over the years.
Yeah, well, he's 6'2", 199 pounds, and a lot of times the bigger, taller corners, they have a hard time playing man-to-man coverage because they can't get in and out of their breaks fast. But when he tested at the combine and looking at his 3-cone drill, his athleticism and that ability really jumped off the charts.
Big 3rd and 8 here, trying to hold. Minshew's pass incomplete. A little bit high for downs. And so Tampa's defense bending but not breaking.
Yeah, really had an opportunity there. And you see Minshew just drift a little bit and just kind of doesn't transfer his weight. That ball is high and Josh Downs cannot come down with it.
So this to try to make it a 2-score game. Game missed on the 58-yarder at the end of the first half. Hit earlier from 46. And this one will be from 37. Luke Rhodes is the snapper. Rigoberto Sanchez the holder. Operation is good. And Indy builds on its lead. 20-10. Updated score in that Saints-Falcons game. Right now Atlanta is up 14-9 as they play right around the middle of the 3rd quarter. So if these 2 games hold, then everything will kind of stay even, but Atlanta would move into a tie atop the division with the Saints. But again, it just adds to the urgency level here for Todd Bowles' Bucks if they can somehow pull this off.
Yeah, and as he called it, it's really going to be a round robin. They're going to play each other, and they have to desperately go on a run, and it starts today.
Baker faking the handoff, delivers. It's Godwin. Godwin breaking away. Takes a hard hit. He's brought down across the 45-yard line. It's exactly what they were hoping for there. Pickup of 21. First down, Buccaneers.
Well, look at kind of a similar pattern to what we saw last week. Godwin only targeted 1 time in the first half. He ended up leading Tampa Bay with 6 catches. Only 39 yards in that game. But again, I really do believe they've got to start to find more ways to get him the football.
There's Rashad White. Still strange to look down at that Indianapolis defense and not see Shaquille Leonard released earlier this week on Tuesday. EJ Speed getting a bigger piece of the pie with this defense as they try to protect this 10-point lead.
Yeah, and if I was Tampa, I know you don't have a great run game, but I do believe that if you are a little bit patient, I do believe that you can run at the inside of this Colts defense. The Colts have been able to put some pretty good pressure, about 45% of the dropbacks here today. But I wouldn't give up on the run game. I'd keep going up the middle.
They're staying committed to it. Here's White looking for more. Julian Blackmon finally with the tackle, but they pick up 11. This is the key missing piece. One of the terrific run stoppers in the NFL. Suspended 6 games. 1 more game before his suspension is out the week after next.
Yeah, and look, he really is a rock in there, and they've tried a couple different players, Taven Bryan, Eric Johnson. Sometimes they put Odangbo in there, but he is a guy, when you pair him up with DeForest Buckner, Their run defense hasn't been the same since he went on suspension.
Fresh set of downs. Baker probing. Everyone covered. And Baker, boy, is sacked. You thought maybe he could have escaped. Tyquan Lewis. That's what you call a coverage sack. Everyone covered down the field. They lose 8.
The Colts really do a great job. And Baker Mayfield, it looks like maybe he would have had a throw over there on the sideline, but it's not going to really be open. But look at how long he holds this ball. There really isn't a quick outlet underneath. You had Rachaad White, but he holds the ball so long. Now the Colts are able to finish off that pass rush and get a sack here to force 2nd and 17.
3rd sack of the year for Lewis. Mayfield delivers, and it's dropped. Trey Palmer, boy, he had plenty of green grass in front of him. They've had some issues with the drops. Godwin had one uncharacteristically in the first half. Wow.
Yep, and that's going to make it 6 times in the last 3 games. And there's really not much more you can say about that. That ball was put in a perfect place. Hit him in full stride. And those are the plays that, whether it's, again, Amanda said it, whether it's penalties or a drop in a crucial situation, Tampa hasn't won the critical play.
3rd and 17, trying to get some of it back here. Palmer is buried right after the catch. What a defensive play in the open field by Nick Cross. 2nd-year kid that they're trying to get more involved in this defense. And a big stop there to make it 4th down. So out comes Jake Camarda and the punt team for Tampa Bay. Frustrating end to a drive that had been starting to roll for the Buccaneers. Camarda, the 2nd-year punter. See what he's done so far in this game. Good look at it as Camarda gets it off cleanly. And this is going to take a Colts bounce, as they're going to have the football at the 20-yard line. Now Palmer, all kinds of frustration, wants that one. Jacksonville is losing in Houston, so the Colts and the Texans with a chance to make up some ground as things starting to get interesting around the NFL.
Man, that's crazy. How about the Houston Texans? Just unbelievable.
Got a pretty good young quarterback down there in Houston as they lead that game 14-13 and 3rd. Minshew, 2nd down pass. This is Downs. Downs run into some open space. 1st down. They had that miscommunication on the interception in the 2nd quarter, but they are true there. A pickup of 8. 1st down.
I tell you what, this is some nice work by Alec Pierce. Look at him on Carlton Davis. Just takes him to the ground, and really that's the block that lets Josh Downs get outside.
What a year Downs is starting to put together for Shane Steichen in this offense. Here's Moss. Moss has some open seams. Moss, the spin inside or outside the 40-yard line. What a run by Moss. Showing the dynamism in his legs. A pickup of 13.
I love how fast Zach Moss sees it and then takes the edge. He's coming from the other side. This is an inside zone, but he sees the bad angle going to the inside by Tryon Shoyinka and just hits it with speed and picks up a big play.
Right back to Moss here. Remember, Moss started his career in Buffalo. First 2+ years with the Bills, was a 3rd-round pick out there. Then they trade here in the Nyheim Hines deal last November. Quickly became the primary running back last season after Jonathan Taylor was dealing with the ankle injuries down the stretch. And what a player he's been in this offense.
Just when he gets his shot, he does nothing but produce.
2nd and 4 here as we move inside the 4-minute mark. Colts now operating inside Tampa territory. This is Taylor probing. Taylor. He just kind of sits, looks for a little bit of a seam. And Archie just doesn't need much daylight. 1st down Colts.
Yeah, and look at their run game. Last time we saw them, against the Patriots, they didn't run the ball very well. Only 70 yards. They averaged 2.7 per carry and only one run over 10 yards. And we've said it all game. Tampa has a really good run defense. They really haven't given up much in the run game, but Colts have been successful running to the inside of this defense.
Pitch play here to Taylor. And Taylor just barely is going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Remember, Steichen and Bowles have a lot of experience going up against each other. With Bowles those years out in Arizona. So much respect for both of them. Steichen telling us yesterday Bowles does such a great job mixing up his coverages. Yeah. A little cover two, little man, lots of different pressure packages.
A lot of different pressure packages. Yeah, they force you, Spiro, to really think on offense. And, you know, really the key for the Colts coming in here is just to get the ball out quickly and try to get them out of some of those looks by hitting it before they have a chance to affect the passer.
Minshew over the middle. This is Pierce. Good open field tackle there by McCollum, who's been really good so far today, making the start for Dean. And a big third down coming up here for the Colts. Desperately trying to keep this to within 2 scores if you're Tampa Bay, as we come up on the 2-minute mark left in this third quarter. See what Minshew has done on third down so far, including that second quarter interception.
Yep, they love crossing routes in this down and distance.
Low snap. Minshew fields over the middle. There it is, but it's low and incomplete. Or the low snap just threw the timing off a little bit. Minshew waiting to see what Steichen wants to do here on fourth down. Remember, it's French in at center today for Ryan Kelly. And Arch, their offense staying on the field.
Yeah. I mean, really, this is a tough decision. It's 4th and 6, and I know the field position isn't good. You're only going to net only so much, but I still think it's a little bit risky here in this part of the field.
This would have been a 58-yard field goal, but instead they roll the dice. Minshew fires, incomplete. Again looking for downs, and it was Delaney with him step for step.